Today we're talking about
Isaac start conference recording.
okay. Today we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, AI literacy, a quick guide to understanding artificial intelligence. So this is going to be quick, and would have after one or two slides, we'll have an opportunity to ask questions, and then also after the presentation, we'll have opportunity to ask questions. And if you also have questions while I'm speaking, you can always drop them in the chats. Okay. All right. Please, just can you please confirm again if everyone can hear me, please?
We can hear you, sir.
All right. Great. 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 All right. Get started.
Yes, sir.
All right. So AI literacy, a quick guide to understanding artificial intelligence. Anyone here used AI? Has anyone here used AI like recently? You can just act on the chat. You can just drop an emoji or something. Just wave your hand. Let me see. You don't need to talk. Just wave your hand and I will see. Anyone here used AI recently? You can also drop the name of the AI software that you've used, the AI tool or the AI software you've used, if any. Okay, I see a lot of reactions. All right, let's proceed. All right, so I'm sure even as of this morning, we still used AI. You may be wondering which AI. You may have heard of ChatGPT, but may not have used it. But I'm sure we also know of Snapchat. We've used Snapchat filters, we've used Instagram filters, we've used Netflix recommendations. Recently, if you also search on Google, you get a summarized summary from Google's AI, which is Gemini, right? So yeah, I'm sure most of us have used AI even more recently. All right. So what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? So think of AI as a really smart pattern matching machine, right? How does it work? It learns from massive amounts of data, like millions of books, millions of websites, millions of images, millions of spreadsheets, millions of documents, um, extracted from the internet, right? It finds patterns and uses these patterns to make predictions or create new content. So with all the data it has collated, all the data it has extracted, all the data it has been trained on, it's able to extract, information from this data to make predictions or to even create new content, right? Right. AI is not magic. It's advanced mathematics and computing, right? We'll see more about that in later slides. It's actually thinking, all right, sorry, it's not actually thinking like humans do, right? So when you make a request or send a message to AI, we see responses like it's thinking, it's reasoning, it's doing calculations, so on and so forth, but not in the same way as humans do, right? All right, we'll see more about that later. So types of AI we use daily, right? We use AI in almost of our everyday activities when we're on the phone, when we're on the computer, right? It's everywhere in our pocket, in our fingertips, right? From recommendations to smart assistants to creative AI, so on and so forth, right? We've used Netflix, we're aware of Netflix, we're aware of YouTube, we're aware of TikTok recommendations, we're aware of Spotify playlists, we're aware of the Instagram Explore page. These are basic examples of AI being used in recommendation systems. We also have smart assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Quen, DeepSeek, so on and so forth. And we also have creative AI. We have Canva, we have Figma, we have Midjourney. This slide, this presentation, for example, all of the images on this presentation, for example, um, um, were generated with the support of Midjourney, right? Midjourney. So you go on Midjourney, you type in a prompt, what kind of image you want, and it generates that image for you. And you can also go one step further to manipulate the image. You can tell it on this corner, I don't want so elements on this image. Please remove, replace it with this and this, so on and so forth. We also have Figma for maybe any UI graphics person here. You may have used some AI on Figma. So you tell AI what you want to do. Maybe it's a logo, maybe it's a flyer, um, maybe it's a Facebook promotional image. You tell Figma what you want to do, and it helps you generate it with the content that you provide. Of course, ChatGPT also generates images. So yeah, we have different options there. And also behind the scenes, we have Google Translate, we have spam email detection, we have gaming AI opponents. Some of us, may have played games, video games, mobile games with computer opponents. This is basically AI that we've been playing against in these video games, right? So yeah, back to chats. Um, quick one. Can we drop on the chat like what cool AI tools we've used recently? Just quick one. And how you used it. What did you use it for? Like, for example, I use ChatGPT to create an image. For example, I use Snapchat to, create a filter, so on and so forth. There's a quick one on the chats. Anyone? Nice. I see people saying they've used ChatGPT for their websites. Interesting. Interesting. Daniela, Canva to create a flyer. Nice, 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 nice. That's good. Okay, and also any quick funny experiences that we've experienced recently with AI? Maybe it disappointed us, or it failed to generate something we're expecting, or it didn't meet up with our expectations for the results it provided. Any experience with that so far? Any AI fails? Any AI disappointment? Anyone? Okay, someone said I use ChatGPT for my homework. Okay, we'll also talk about using ChatGPT for our homework later. All right, no fails, no disappointment from AI recently from anyone. Okay, so proceed. I'm trying to close this chat. Okay, let's go on. All right, what can AI do really well? Hello, everyone. Are you still with me? Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, great, great. What can AI do really well, right? AI can help us, with information and research. Can help us with creative tasks, like we saw on the previous slide. Can help us with learning support, academic support, and can help us with daily tasks. For information and research, we can ask it questions, and it gives us information like immediately. We can give it long articles or videos, and it can analyze it and then articulate, those videos or long articles. We can give it and it summarizes the articles for us. It can also explain complex topics in simple terms, in simple layman terms, right? And then creative tasks, we can use AI to brainstorm ideas together. I do that a lot, myself and AI brainstorming, back and forth. We can use it to write first drafts of maybe contracts, agreements, whatever, essays, comprehensions, so on and so forth. We can use it to create arts and images, right? Arts of any kind, images of any kind, from professional to playful images, social media promotional images, so on and so forth. And we can use it to also compose music, right? We can use AI also for learning support. You can use AI to explain homework problems step by step. We can use it to practice conversation in other languages. We can use it to also create study guides. I use it personally to create study guides, and it has really been helpful, right? Daily tasks, we can use AI to plan our schedules, use it to write emails, use it to code from simple to complex programs. All right. Sorry, man. All right. And what AI still can do, right? We've looked at the capabilities where we've looked at the places where AI really shines well with information research, with creative tasks, learning support, daily tasks, so on and so forth. There are also areas where AI still, still lags behind or doesn't really perform very well, right? So now what AI still can do, where does AI struggle? With real-time information, AI struggles with real-time information. Why? Because a lot of times the information that AI has are information that was used to train it. Maybe it could be a year ago, it could be 2 years ago, it could be 3 years ago. So what that simply means, if you're chatting an AI that is using an outdated model, you will probably be getting outdated responses also. There are AIs also that also search the web, right? For example, like the way Google searches the web and gives you results from other websites. We also have AIs that also do that, but majority of AIs currently, for now, are unable to do that. Maybe as time goes on, they will get updated, and then we can be able to, liaise with AI to get real-time information. So for current news or events, live sports scores, today's weather, AI is unable to do that. All right, we can also test that on our own side, just to confirm. So AI is really bad, at providing real-time information, complex reasoning, advanced mathematical proofs, deep emotional understanding, true creativity. All right, what does it mean by it lacks, it fails in true creativity? Yes, you can tell AI to create a new song for you, but what it basically does is it takes songs or music that it has been trained with over time. That's what it uses to remix to create a new song. On its own, AI is unable to come up with new ideas or new beats or new lyrics, except what it has been trained with. Same with deep emotional understanding. A few times we may have observed or we may have noticed that AI tries to be humane in its responses to us, but all those are just computer settings. These are settings that you can always switch off. You can tell AI, don't speak to me like a human. Speak to me like a robot that you are, like a machine that you are. It also tries to add some bit of emotions when it responds to requests or prompts, but it really can't do all of these. These are just computer settings that can be toggled on and off in the settings of whatever AI software, AI products that we use. So with advanced mathematical proofs, AI is unable to solve really, really, really advanced mathematical concepts unless it has been trained on similar mathematical solutions in the past. Remember, we said AI is bad with real time information. That simply means if there was a new, maybe mathematical law or physics law or chemistry law for the science students that was maybe discovered maybe weeks, months ago, and then you are using an AI that uses a model that was trained maybe from last year information, that's going to return a fail when you try to reason with AI for advanced mathematical stuff. Physical world, AI can do physical things. AI is still confined to its digital space for now. It can't actually do things for you. For example, access to your personal files. Yes, you can give AI access to your personal files, which we will look at later when it comes to data privacy and all that. You can give AI access to your computer. All right, you can give AI access to your social media, to your email, so on and so forth. But by default, in its original state, it can't do that. And in fact, it's even a bit risky for you to even give AI access to this information, which we will look at later on. Human judgment, making important life decisions. AI can do that for us. AI can only try, to give us suggestions, to give us advice, to give us recommendations, but it doesn't really have the full picture, to help us make really important life decisions. Yes, we can have a chat with AI. AI, this is what I'm going through, this is how I feel, so on and so forth. AI on its own, we try on its own, to give us response that aligns, or give us a response that aligns, that helps us a bit with whatever it is that we told AI we're facing. But again, it's unable to make important life decisions. Understanding context like sarcasm or cultural nuances, knowing what's morally right in complex situations. So depending on what AI you use, it could tell you one problem is bad, and you use another AI, it could tell you the problem, or the information you give rather is not bad. You could ask one AI what happened in 1947 between the war of so versus so, and then it might decide to tell you it can't give you more information. Why? Because it doesn't want to come out as maybe supporting one party over the other party. In some other cases, it could tell you information that is more biased towards one party more than the other party. Human judgment. So we need to know when we're using AI, what can it do and what can't it do? All right. Are we here, guys? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So the big limitations of AI and what you need to know. AI is imperfect, and here's why. It makes mistakes. It doesn't really know things. It has serious privacy concerns, issues, and it's not your friend. Yes, it might sound friendly, it might sound, a bit emotional when responding to you, but AI is not your friend. So, what do we mean by it makes mistakes? AI can confidently give wrong answers. It can sometimes make up fake facts, which is commonly called hallucinations. You might have heard the term hallucinations in AI, and it might be biased based on its training data. On the last slide, I made mention of, maybe if you ask AI a question about a war that happened years ago, decades or centuries ago, and then you asked it to give you extra information about that war. Now, depending on the data that was used to train that AI might be biased towards one of the parties in the war, whereas downplaying the efforts, or downplaying, whatever significant, efforts that were made by like the other party. So we say AI doesn't really know things. There's no actual understanding. It's just pattern matching. If you remember on the previous slide, we said it's just an advanced tool for maths and computing. So basically, it uses maths and advanced computing methods to predict and provide information. All right, it doesn't really know what it's doing. Currently, there's a major problem across AI products, whereby if you ask AI how many are in the word strawberry, how many are in the word bawberry, it responds back with wrong information. Yes, there are three R's in strawberry, there are three R's in bawberry, but sometimes AI says there are two, sometimes it says there are four. I mean, this is something very basic for even a 7, 8 year old, to just look at the word, count it 1, 2, 3 hours, and then gives a response. But with AI fails woefully when it comes to this. Yes, there's a way you can adjust the prompt and then it might get it. But currently, AI faces that issue. So it says it doesn't really know things. It doesn't actually have any understanding. It's just matching patterns with the data that it was trained on. It can learn from your conversation. Like for example, you're having three chats with AI. On one chat, you're talking about mathematics, and then on another chat, you're talking about chemistry. Now, AI is unable to know that this same person that is having this mathematical chat with me is a beginner in algebra. So it's unable to use that information to chat with you when you guys are talking about chemistry stuff on a separate new chat. Now compare that with a human being. You just had a chat right now with someone about mathematics, about algebra, and then from that conversation, you and that same person move to another conversation, maybe about politics. Yes, this same person still has this knowledge of you having a basic knowledge of algebra. So it's able to give this person more context when this person is talking to you about politics. But AI doesn't. AI is unable, to determine this. AI is unable to know this information. AI is poor when it comes to context awareness. When you have a new chat with AI, it's chatting from a fresh new perspective of you. It doesn't have the knowledge of the previous chat you guys had yesterday, wherever, so on and so forth. Privacy concerns. Your conversations with AI are not private. They are stored and they are used to further train the different AI models. Now we know our chats, our WhatsApp chats, our Instagram chat, our Facebook chat are secure. They are end-to-end encrypted. Our emails are secured. But our chat with AI are not secured. They are not encrypted. They are public chats. This is what you must know when using AI. So you have to be careful when you're giving AI sensitive information, sensitive data. These chats are not private. What this simply means is people in AI, people working in the AI company can see your chats 100% compared with your WhatsApp chats. Now, your WhatsApp chats, if you have an issue with your WhatsApp and you reach out to WhatsApp customer support or Facebook customer support, hello, I have a problem with my chats. I sent this, but as soon as the person can't see it, they might be unable to help you because these companies do not have access to your private chats on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, so on and so forth. But this is not the case with AI chats. With AI chatbots, your chats are public. Put that in mind whenever you're using AI. Your chat could be used to train future AI and always assume that others might see what you share when you're chatting with AI. AI is not your friend. It doesn't have real emotions. It doesn't have relationship. It's programmed to be helpful, not genuinely caring. Yes, it may sound caring, but that is just computer algorithm. That is how it was programmed to behave. All right, quick break. Anyone? Has AI ever given us any of you wrong information? And how did you? What kind of information? What kind of wrong information did it give you? How did you deal with it on chat? Or yeah, you can turn on your mic. Let's hear it. Has AI ever given you wrong information? And what happened? Anyone?
Okay, for an assignment, a math assignment, I was using ChatGPT, and
Okay.
well, let's you want to say wrong answer. It just came wrong answer. Then later, I asked my dad to help me with the equation. Then give me, but
Oh, that's interesting. So you tried to use ChatGPT for your maths um, homework, and it gave you a wrong answer, and then eventually a human being, a real person, had to help you out, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, great, great. Anyone else? Anyone else similar experience? Okay. So another quick question: do you think AI will replace teachers, doctors, or engineers? Okay, someone just Demi said I failed my English homework because of ChatGPT. Wow. No, 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 you didn't fail your homework because of ChatGPT. So let's not blame ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not a human being, okay? But before you now realize that ChatGPT uh is not a human being. Yeah, and then Michelle said, yes, sir. He said there are two R's in the word Burberry, which is wrong. Exactly, exactly. So someone, I think, Tumishe is responding to the question I asked: with AI replace doctors, teachers? Why or why not? Okay, Tumishe, I think that's the question you're responding to. You want to give us, you want to tell us why AI will replace teachers and doctors, or doctors rather? Tumishe, it can replace teachers, but not doctor. Why do you think? It can replace teachers. Okay, okay. That's a valid point. You say teachers don't have teachers. Mm. But your teacher can do this too, right? Uh, all right. Well, you make valid points. Yes, I actually think the AI can supplement teachers and doctors, but cannot really replace them. That's what I think personally. They cannot really replace teachers, most especially. You made a mention of patience. Patience is actually a key. Is key to learning. Is key to teaching. To teaching. Um, but again, don't forget, ChatGPT gives wrong responses. So how do you deal with that? If you want ChatGPT to be your teacher 100% without a real human, a real without a human being in the picture. So I guess at some point we we should be able to balance this. All right, we should be balance it. Okay, when do I need my teacher? When do I need AI? All right, okay. But yeah, personally, I'm on the opposing side. Timishe. I think it might not be fully able to replace doctors and teachers, at least not anytime soon.
We need to round up in about 10 minutes.
Okay. All right, mom. All right, we still have a lot of slides, but yeah, let's quickly glance through them. All right, how to chat with AI like a pro. We may have heard the terms prompting, right? Prompting is how we you know how we structure our messages to AI so our AI is able to understand and give us the response that we expect, right? Prompting 101, getting better answers. What are examples of bad prompts, example of good prompts? Now, just like human beings, now, when you want help from a human, you don't just say, please help me. You need to be more concise, you need to be more specific. Help you with what? What do you want help with? So, for example, with AI, you say help with homework. That's very vague, right? Explain photosynthesis in simple terms from a biology test. That seems more like it, right? You're providing context, you're providing a subject that you want AI to focus on. What's the subject here? The subject here is photosynthesis. What's the context here? The context is biology tests. And when it says simple terms, you're telling AI, please don't give me technical jargons. Don't give me scientific words that are going to be bigger than my head. Give me something for a layman. Another example, write an essay about what? Give him more information, right? Write a 500-word persuasive essay about school uniforms for my 10th grade English class. Now, if you look at it, we have like three contexts here that AI is able to use to structure its response. First of all, 500 words. You're telling AI, do not exceed 500 words. Persuasive essay, you're telling it, let the essay be persuasive. So it's going to add a bit of emotions in it about school uniforms. That's what the topic is about. For my 10th grade, so he knows he's writing for a 10 for 10th grade students, not for ninth grade, not for sixth grade or higher, specifically for 10th grade. Ask for what you want. Explain like I'm five. Give me three examples. Make it casual formal. Check my work for errors. Tell you to break down big task, right? Instead of plan my whole project, tell AI, help me align my science fair projects on renewable energy. All right. Provide more information, provide more context, be explicit about what topic you're asking it about, and that way AI is able to structure its responses as expected to you. Responsible AI use, how to be an AI power user responsibly. Always verify important information that you get from AI. All right. Double check facts with reliable sources. Don't trust AI for medical, legal, or financial advice. Cross reference your answers, especially for schoolwork. Not just for schoolwork, for any information. All right. Always, if you have to go back to Google to search on Google, that's fine. I mean, Google is not obsolete yet. It's still very, very useful in today's um world of learning, research, and getting information. All right. Give credit where it's due, especially if you're using AI for your homework. Tell your teachers if AI helps with assignments. Don't submit AI work as entirely your own. Very bad, very wrong. Use AI as a starting point, not um, the final product. Protect your privacy. Don't share personal information, addresses, passwords with AI. Be careful what kind of photos or what kind of private details you share. Remember, nothing online is truly private. Yes, even your encrypted WhatsApp chats, emails are not entirely private. Coming down to AI, it's even worse. So when it comes to AI, there's really nothing really private. There could be some bit of privacy with emails and WhatsApp chat, Facebook chat, but with AI, there's really no privacy. All right. Think for yourself. Use AI to enhance your ideas, not replace them. Develop your own critical thinking skills. Don't let AI make important decisions for you. Academic integrity and AI. Using AI in school and playing fair. Be smart. Use AI to brainstorm and understand concepts, okay? Ask AI to explain things you don't get. Have AI check your grammar for clarity, all right? Use AI for practice, not for final answers, all right? What's not okay? Don't submit AI writing as if it was your own work. Don't let AI do your entire assignments. Don't use AI during exams unless explicitly requested by your teacher. All right. And remember, or when you don't tell your teacher you used AI, not good. All right. When you're in doubt, ask your teacher. Be transparent about your process. Remember, your goal is learning, not just getting answers. Don't just dump your entire questions to AI and then just get the answer and put in your book. No, understand the process. Remember, the goal is to learn, not just to just get instant answers for every question. All right. Bottom line, AI should make you smarter, not do the thinking for you. So remember, don't relegate your thinking to AI. You have your brain, use it. AI bias and fairness. Why AI isn't always fair. Earlier, we talked about the data AI is trained with. It could be biased, it could be filled with sentiment, it could also be filled with hallucinations. What is AI bias? AI learns from human created data. Okay, if that data contains human biases, AI learns from them too. AI can affect job applications, it can affect loan approvals, even criminal justice. Why? Because of its inherent inbuilt bias. Obviously not intentional. Sometimes it could be intentional with the AI trainers, with the AI owners. Real examples: an AI product that generates images could work better on lighter skins than on dark skin tones. Yes, that is very legit. That is very valid. It happens a lot, whereby AI products understand fairer skin tones. In other words, um, non-Africans than black skin tones. In other words, Africans or black Americans. All right. Translation AI that assumed doctors were male, nurses were females based on the data it was provided, or hiring AI that favored more male resumes than female resumes. What can you do about it? Always question AI outputs that seem stereotypical. Not just AI. I mean, this is something we also learn even with humans. When your teacher teaches you something, you don't have to oppose your teacher immediately. It's up to your own. Remember, it's learning. It's up to your own to go back, research. If you have opposing views, share with your teacher in a respectable manner. Same with AI. Don't just accept everything it gives to you. Question is output, question is responses. It gives you a response. Try the same prompt multiple ways. You could try it on another AI, okay, or adjust the prompt you tried. Remember, AI reflects past patterns from data it was trained on, not what it should be. Be aware that AI might not represent all perspectives fairly. Are we together, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Privacy, data protection. We talked about this earlier. What happens to your data, how to protect yourself, and how to notice red flags. Okay. AI companies often keep your conversations, your prompts. They use it to train their further, and to train their AI, their models further. Always read privacy policies, at least glance through them. A lot of us don't actually read privacy policies, but all these things are actually captured in them. They know a lot of people don't read privacy policies, so they always put, legally, they are required to add whatever it is they do with data, with our data in their privacy policies. So this information is always in the privacy policy. If you feel like you're bored, or yes, again, you can use AI to summarize the privacy policy if you want to get like the important points about it. Protecting yourself, read privacy policies, use privacy focused AI tools when possible, never share password, SSN, social security number, NIM, BVN, sensitive information. Be careful about photos, they might be stored forever. Red flags: if AI keeps asking you for unnecessary personal details, if AI keeps making promises that seem too good to be true, or it starts requesting for money or private information, or AI starts to claim it's human, run. Oh. Okay. How do you spot AI generated content? Right? There are many ways to spot AI generated content, from images that are not, fully generated, from images that look too abstract. A lot of times images that are generated by AI are, they're very obvious. You see a human being with five fingernails instead of with six fingernails instead of five fingernails. You see body shapes that do not align like a real human being, or content, for example, outside of images. You see content generated by AI without emotions. Even when you try to add emotions, it's still very obvious, right? Okay. How to determine text red flags? How to determine image red flags? Text with too perfect grammar, too perfect formatting. It has repetitive phrases or structure. It has generic examples or lacks personal anecdotes or specific details. Image red flags: you see weird hands or fingers, like I just mentioned, blurry or inconsistent text, unrealistic lighting, shadows, so on and so forth. Why does this matter? Fake news and misinformation, they are really a bane in today's current digital world. How do you spot fake news? How are you able to spot fake news, fake information online, fake images? For example, you see an image of President Donald Trump. How can you tell that is a that is an AI generated image, or that is a real image? It might look harmless at first glance, but when you think about it, they can be used for more nefarious purposes, evil purposes. So we should, always put on our detective glasses to be able to detect AI generated content, even if it's for good or for bad purposes. Future careers on AI. We asked earlier if AI will replace teachers, doctors, engineers, developers, marketers, HR personnel, customer service, so on and so forth. Currently, AI is actually replacing customer service roles across the world. Not completely, but that is one industry that it has been heavily used for customer service, chats, customer service, phone call, customer service. But it has not. It's still trying to. I mean, while companies are trying to replace their HR, their customer service departments, at the same time, a lot of them are also going back to human beings instead of just depending on AI solely, right? Jobs that might change because of AI: writing and content creation, customer service, basic coding and data entry, some medical and legal research. Jobs that seem safer: healthcare jobs, teaching jobs, mentoring, creative problem solving jobs, jobs requiring human connection, skill trade like plumbing, electrical work, welder, so on and so forth. The real future: most jobs will involve humans plus AI working together, not AI replacing humans entirely. Okay. And how do we prepare ourselves? Learn to use AI tools effectively. Focus on uniquely human skills. Okay. Now, I want to talk about coding, AI replacing coding. Yes, it's possible, but it's actually impossible. Why? Because the majority coding is just one part of software engineering, it's just one part of software development. We also have the logical parts of building software. Okay, you want your program to do this but not do this. You want it to, if it does this and is doing this, it should also do this at the same time. All these things are things that AI is unable to do currently. Even if you try to prompt AI to, you know you try to give it logical prompts, it makes mistakes 10 out of 11 times. if not 11 out of 11 times. Or rather, I meant to say it makes mistake 11 out of 10 times. Okay. So, yeah, that's not going anywhere soon. So, yeah, let's continue to focus on learning our HTML, CSS, Python, our data analytics skills because that isn't going anywhere soon. Okay, building your AI toolkits, essential AI tools for students and for anyone, not just for students. For learning, we have ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, we have Khan Academy, we have Duolingo. All of these tools, even the ones that are not 100% AI, all of these other ones are now integrating AI into their learning flows to make it easier for students to learn. All right. For creativity, we have DALI, we have Midjourney. Midjourney is what I use to generate all the images on the slide. We have Canva AI, we have AI writing assistants, Notion, Grammarly, etc. And for productivity, for free versus paid AI tools, okay, which ones are free, which ones are paid? For example, the Midjourney I use, I had to pay. ChatGPT is free up to a certain level. Claude is free up to a certain level. Gemini is currently free without limits. Okay. Ethical use, the big picture is our final slide. All right. All right. Being a good digital citizen, respect others. Don't use AI to create harmful content about people. For example, using AI to create harmful, like maybe um, you have an issue with someone and then you take the person's picture, you give it to AI, and then AI generates a bad picture about the person. Okay. That's not good, not fair. Don't use AI to create harmful content, not just pictures. It could be using AI to generate harmful essays, harmful, fake news. All right. Respect copyright and creative work. Don't generate fake content to deceive others. Environmental impacts. Remember, AI uses a lot of computing resources. AI uses a lot of energy and computing power. Use it thoughtfully, not wastefully. Consider the environment cost of your prompts. Support fair AI. Choose companies with good ethical practices. Support diverse voices in AI development. Speak up about unfair or biased AI. The golden rule: use AI in ways that make the world better, not worse. How would you feel if someone used AI to affect you the same way? All right. Final takeaways and resources. All right. Remember these five things. This is actually a list, but I had to put them on the same line because of the space on the slide. AI is a powerful tool, but it makes mistakes. Don't forget. Always verify important information. Be honest about when you use AI for help, for assistance. Protect your privacy and personal data. Use AI to enhance your abilities, not replace your thinking. Your school's AI policy, I don't know, some of our schools may have AI policies or not, but I mean this still works on an individual level. All right. What's your AI policy and guidelines? Common Sense Media is a site that provides more information about AI literacy and all that. Common Sense Media AI guides for students, AI safety courses on Khan Academy, tech news sites for AI updates for fact check. All right. Always ask questions. Keep asking. Keep an open mind. Remember, you're not trying to use AI to replace your brain. You have your brain there. AI doesn't have any control there. So at the end of the day, no matter how much you're asking and chatting and getting from AI, you still need to use your brain at the end of the day, to make the final decision, to make the final, whatever final products or whatever final answers that you're working with AI with. All right. So guys, um, yeah, I hope we're able to glance through that quickly. I had a couple of slides that I also had like questions for us, but it looks like we are of hit our time limit. So yeah. Guys, that is it about AI. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them on the chat and then yes, I can always respond on the public chat too at some later time. Thank you. Okay.